In today's episode of Diary of a Car Trader, I talk a bit about what it's been like to own a 600 brake horsepower Golf R, and we meet Will, who takes us for a tour around VRS. Right, so I've had the Golf R for just over a month now, and it's going to VRS in Northampton today for like a sort of just a little follow-up check first, because it's not been back there since it's had all the work done. So just going up there for it to just have a little once over, and I thought it'd be a good opportunity to film a video and talk about what it's been like to have this car for the last month. So that's it. That's it. So throw that on the seat there, hat off. In fact, I'll throw that in the back so it's out of the way. I'll make sure my hair's flat this time because the Range Rover video a little bit of hair sticking up. Take that hat off. Range Rover Sport. Let me just sort this camera out. Oh, radio, seat belt, and let's go. 1 month of owning a Golf R with 600 brake horsepower. I suppose you've seen how quick it is. You've seen how much fun I've had in it. And for those that don't know me, this is actually a long time for me to keep hold of a car. Generally, I get bored of them pretty quick. And this car, I've definitely not got bored of it. I do have intentions of selling it pretty soon. Just trying to think of the best way to go about doing that. But as far as like, I suppose the obvious thing everyone want to know is it a bit much to drive it every day? You know, like, is it a bit over the top driving a 600 brake horsepower 4-cylinder engine? And again, it's honestly, it's just not. It's such an easy thing to drive. It's actually quite chilled. Like now, I'm just chilling. You know, so obviously I am on the motorway, which is understandable, but you just kind of drive it normally, but you always just know in your head that the power is just there when you want it. It is power that you need to appreciate and respect the power, because it does catch you out if the roads are a little bit damp. A question that I got asked this morning as well was, if you're caning it round like out of a roundabout, for example, will it spin? Will the wheels spin? And definitely it does. It will spin up in third gear. The power delivery is absolutely mental. So yeah, you've got to consider all of that. But when you're just chilling out and driving it normally, I've said it a few times, there's a bit of a purr. It does purr from under the bonnet, and it does purr from out the back because it's got a full Milltek exhaust. But when you're sat inside, just feels like a good quality car. It feels really well built, well tuned, and it just drives so nicely. So yeah, it's not, I don't know, like the GTR for example, you knew you was driving a heavily tuned car, and with this it's just not like that, strangely. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this scene of the video here. I'm going to get to VRS. I've never actually met anyone from VRS before. The guy that owns it is called Will. Apparently he's a top guy and he's an absolute wizard with VW, so it'd be interesting to see what it's like there. But yeah, I'll end this part of the video, we'll get there and we'll just see how the video unfolds, alright? here he is, the star of the show. Oh, sorry, you're busy. Got a...
No, it's okay.
Ladies and, well, mainly gentlemen, meet Will, the main man at VRS.
You're right, yeah?
Yeah, good.
So we just had a little wander around out the back. We've got to do it again, but we'll do it on cam, yeah? Just first round the cars, yeah?
Yeah, come through, yeah.
So this is your own car, yeah?
Yeah, this is my Audi 80 drag car, Audi 80 Quattro, so 4-wheel drive. We're running a new shape RS3 aluminium blocked engine in it, but the longitudinal, so long way around, with a sequential 6-speed box in there. That'll be ready sort of hopefully by June, July this year.
What made you go for an Audi 80 then? Is that just a better, because of the long wheelbase, is that better for a...
Not particularly, no. I mean, it's a bit different, but where we really started was the 5-cylinder Audi stuff, so it was all about, this is like a really rare style Audi 80 to saloon as a Quattro and 5-cylinder, so because of that I just sort of picked that because it was
the right
rare.
car for the...
Yeah, and it used to look like a touring car, so the old 1995 touring car. So
You rolled the arches out a little bit as well, have you?
yeah, we've stretched the arches out a bit. It's still metal panels on it, fiberglass bonnet. Then obviously inside it's all caged inside. We run nitrous in the car as well. All the cage is TIG welded by John Webster Race Engineering at Santa Pod. Eaves is just there.
Bloody hell.
And then it'll run all Motec, PDM, engine ECU, everything like that. So it'll be it'll be a really light car. It'll be 1,000 kilos and hopefully around about 800 horsepower ish. So
Fair play.
Exactly.
So this beast, look at that.
Yeah, this is back in the day. This was Jamie from Charisma.
Yeah, I've seen the car before.
Yeah,
what was it? White before?
993 with a crazy body kit in the interior. So, and then the guys at Colourcraft in Wellingborough changed it to have a Raoul Welch style body kit on there, and then my friend of mine purchased it from them and then sold it to another friend of mine after he saw it. So he's having all the interior redone. We're waiting for some sound deadening at the moment. It's having a cage, rear cage put in there, and then it's all going to be retrimmed. So
that's having a serious amount of work.
Not everybody's taste.
No,
but then if we all like the same thing, life would be pretty boring, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so, definitely, yeah.
And we've got.
I've seen this car. I know this car.
Yes, Adam's Audi Quattro.
Yeah.
So Ish from Quattro Coachworks done all the paintwork on this, restored it. So the paintwork's it's absolutely perfect,
isn't it? He's done a bloody good job of it.
Yeah, he's done a really nice job.
So it's a 20 valve, isn't it? Did it start off life as a 20 valve?
This was actually an MB originally, which is a 10 valve 2.2, and then it's all been changed to 20 valve. This will have Motec engine management system on there, dry sump kit. It's got a precision turbo on there. It'll be roughly 750 horsepower, so it'll be big power for one of these cars. So it'll be an absolutely awesome car.
And Aston Martin
Virage. So as you
that's a bit random, isn't it?
Mark II Sirocco rear lights that they put in.
Oh, is that what they are?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and the headlights are actually out of an Audi 200. So they're Audi 200 headlights with a grille over them. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So.
Oh right, you can see that now.
Yeah. So this is basically this car came in with a poor running fault and overfueling. It turned out all the vacuum pipes under the inlet manifold to the map sensors and to other parts of the engine were all basically broken. So we've replaced all those, took the inlet manifold off. We're going to replace the coolant temp sensors because they're under the manifold and they can cause problems, so that's the next job, to replace those, and then put all the manifold back on with new O-rings.
Quite a lot of work involved just to do
it's quite a big job, but again it's just nuts and bolts, so as long as you do it carefully, then everything goes back the same, then the car will run perfectly afterwards.
Really?
Yeah, so, and we've got
this is the toy, isn't it?
Bit of a toy, yeah. So this is a customer and a great friend from Northern Ireland. He uses this car for Goodwood.
Oh right.
Festival of Speed in the rally stages.
Bloody hell.
So it's a Group B Audi Quattro. It's not an original factory Audi sport car, but it's made exactly how they would have made it.
Yeah.
And then there's actually a young lady, Janice, who drove it this year and the year before, but we run the car restricted to conform with those
rules,
which basically runs about 320 brake, about 360 pounds-feet. So it's a bit of a shame really, because you could put a monster turbo in the engine that's in there. It's all dry sumped, You know, it's a fully built engine. This engine will do 600-700 horsepower.
Yeah.
No sweat all day long. So.
Well, you've got that one over there doing.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same spec engine.
Same
actually.
type of engine, yeah.
So, but obviously, what we do is we just alternate the turbochargers to alternate the power. So we could bolt a big turbo on. I mean, if you look in the engine bay.
Yeah. This is it's seriously special car, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not road legal then, now?
Yeah, no, it's fully tax tested, MOT, the whole lot. So.
Blimey.
So if you look like it, we just changed the turbocharger, so we can put say a GT35 on there, something like that, or a Precision, or whatever you want, and then obviously we can go off on the power. So it's all electronic power steering. So it's done by a pump. It's not done off. So it's done an electric pump. So it's off a Mercedes A-Class actually. And then the radiator's in the boot. So and then obviously we run a big intercooler in the front. So it's pretty hardcore. 6-speed gearbox in there. Again, for an Audi S4, sort of a V6 twin turbo B5. So yeah, no, it's a mega car. It's a mega car.
Yeah, that's a serious car. That's my kind of car.
And then there's the dyno.
That's where it all happens.
That's where we do all the tuning. So it's a dyno cell, so we can close the doors and control the temperature and all sorts. So, yeah, we do lots of. We have Dave from EPS comes and uses the dyno. He brings some exotic stuff over, and we do lots of cool stuff on there.
Yeah.
And then there's your car.
My car. So what we're doing is a little once over.
Yeah, so we're just going to regas the aircon today, and then we're just changing one of the camshaft actuators on the back of the engine, replacing that, and then that's it. Hopefully,
it's all good.
It'll go away all healthy.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. I can't say anything stood out for me as a problem anyway. So, if anything, I'm quite pleased with like how just so chilled. You know, there's nothing really to it. It's just put your foot down and go.
It's a great car, and the good thing is if you keep on top of them, they'll last a long time.
Yeah.
Change the oil, change the gearbox oil. You know, they'll last forever theoretically. So this was a stage 3 590 brake car that we were running, and Andy decided that he wanted to. We'd done lots of development with him on this car, and then he decided he wanted to do the 5-cylinder. So what we did was Andy managed to get hold of an engine.
I can't believe that. Like that's just doable.
Yeah, well, and
that's mental, isn't it?
So this has got the new RS3 Dazza engine, DAZA engine in there. So these standard are 400. So this is having a TTE 700 turbocharger on there. Simon Sharp supplying that from TTE in the UK, and then this will go and be tuned at MRC tuning at Banbury. For the engine and the gearbox, so we'll do all the donkey work and get everything right.
What sort of power is that going to be running?
Do about 650 on pump fuel, and then if Andy runs race fuel, it'll do 700 plus. I mean, they're capable at E85; they'll do 750 on that turbo. Yeah, it's a really good turbo.
That is a serious bit of kit then.
An Audi RS2 here. This is a mega rare
special car. That is.
So this is uber rare. And then the customer, he wanted certain things. We've had this car for a long time now, getting it right for him. But you know, it's got a
that's unbelievable.
Completely redone engine bay. Everything's painted, powder coated. You know, this is a fully built engine, 550 brake on 98 RON fuel, and then we run nitrous on the car as well. So it makes about another 80 horsepower with the nitrous. So about 630 brake horsepower. But yeah, with all the inside sort of. The whole of the underneath of the car, everything's powder coated, everything's new. It's got lots of upgrades on there, KW suspension, etc. And then obviously we had the seats done, had all the seats restitched.
Yeah,
and
nice seats, no?
Yeah.
It's cool they've got the badge and the RS2 badge
in there. And then obviously in the rear you've got it's got a cage in there in the rear, so this is a sort of cage that we've done again, John Webster Race Engineering. Did the cage how we wanted it, and then it's got the nitrous bottles in there as well.
What's the purpose for it though? What has he done it for? It's not
just a bit of everything, track,
really?
and road, yeah. So it's designed so it will do all three things.
Yeah, I was going to say, because it's quite, to look at, it's quite a sort of subtle looking car.
Yeah, that's
and then under the bonnet it's obviously quite layering. It's got bloody 2 big bottles of NOS in the boot.
Exactly, and it's such a rare car in the first place. So some people say the car's ruined because it's not standard.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's a rare car, but then you know that's Charlie wanted it specifically.
He wanted something to enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. And then another customer's Audi Quattro again.
Another Quattro.
So that's an original wire edge. It's got the wider wheels on this car, but that's an really early Quattro.
That is an early one, isn't it? It's got the orange backlights.
That's it.
Cloth interior. Rubber.
black rubber spoiler on the back as well.
Yeah, and then it's got the black on the top of the boot there, just under the white.
Ah,
black bit
yeah.
there as well. Flat front headlights, things like that.
Yeah, little things.
And then obviously the camper is. That's a really good customer, Steve. That's.
It's got a VW badge, so.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Cool.
that's about it, really, mate.
All right, so we're done.
That's all the car.
That's everything. So on my car, I've basically done with my car now, and that's pretty much it, isn't it?
Yeah, nice little visit.
Yeah, cool. Come on, Sam, shake your
All right,
hand. Okay, so we're now on the following day, all right, and basically, so yesterday when Will was finished from my car, he said, "Yeah, it's all done. Let me just make sure everything's all right before you take it." And he went to close the bonnet, and he goes, "There's a bit of a sound. Can you hear that?" And it's just like a subtle sort of, almost like, if you know about cars and engine sounds and that kind of thing, almost like when a manifold's blowing, you can hear like it's like a constant, repeatedly making like an air escaping sound. So Will said, "Calv, I've got to check this out, man. I can't let you take this car as it is." So I was just like, fair enough, whatever. You know, you found a problem. You wouldn't even hear the sound if you had the bonnet closed. You'd never hear it. You wouldn't even know it was there. And I just thought, fair play to him for spotting it and taking it on board as his problem. He was like, "Yeah, look, just go and sit in the waiting room. We'll check it out and we'll let you know what it is." And it turned out it was just a valve seal or an injector seal. And he said, "Look, you've got two choices. Ultimately, the car has to stay here now. Your two choices are either sit here and wait, and we'll do it right now, or take a courtesy car and come back tomorrow or something." And I was like, "Look, I'll just sit and wait." So, which is why I'm filming today and not yesterday, because I tried filming last night, and when I got in the car, it was dark. It's too bloody dark again, isn't it? Oh man. Yeah, so fair play to him. He literally pulled the car out, another car, got my car in the workshop, and they straight away started working on it, started taking it apart, and they replaced whatever the seal was there and then. And immediately after they'd finished it, the sound was gone, so they diagnosed it and fixed it on the spot. But basically, I think in a nutshell, what I've concluded, so bear in mind that was my first experience with VRS and my first experience with Will, and honestly, all the staff are proper sound. I chatted to a few of the lads there. They were decent lads. There's a girl that works in reception, and I think her name was Lucy, is that right? She was sound as well. And then Will, the man himself, a proper nice guy. He hooked me up massively yesterday. So he noticed the aircon needed regassing. He noticed there was a sensor that needed replacing under the bonnet or something. It was throwing up a cruise control light on the dash, and he obviously noticed his seal was busted, and he replaced that as well. So proper nice guy, done it there and then, took it all on board, made it all his problem. I kind of wrote a list of things that I wanted to talk about in this ending. Yeah, so I looked at the other cars there. So my conclusion of the video really was, this video was meant to be about my 1 month ownership of this car. Then it turned into a kind of a VRS video. It was all about Will, and we went and looked at his cars that he had in the workshop there, and he had some pretty amazing cars. And whilst I was there, I was looking at all the other cars thinking, what would I change on this car? And I thought I would go there with intentions, or I went there with an expectation that I would want to add or change or get more out of this car. And I'll be honest with you, I'm so happy with it the way it is. I like that it's subtle to look at. I like that it's subtle to drive. And I know I kind of repeat myself a lot, but I do genuinely love all of that about it. And I just love to know that the power's there when you need it. And I like that it's quite stock. I did think about replacing the paddles behind the steering wheel for like the extended ones. I've done that on my GTR and I absolutely loved them. But where this is different is the paddles are actually mounted on the steering wheel rather than on the column, which means that when you hold your steering wheel at like 2:45 with your hands left and right like that, your fingers are all constantly on the paddles anyway, so you don't actually need them to be extended, I don't think. I'm not to say that I would never get it done, but I'm quite happy with them like that. They're small, they're neat, and I don't know, they're not really needed. Whereas on the GTR, they're the big, they're mounted, on the steering column, so when you're turning, you kind of need them to be available to you at every point of steering, if that makes sense. So, didn't want to do them. I thought about getting a dump valve, changed my mind on that as well. I thought about going for more power. To go for more power, it's a lot of money, a lot of work, and I must admit, again, I'm quite happy with the power that it's at. And I think the only thing I would possibly consider is maybe a set of wheels, maybe go for a lighter weight set of wheels. Again, I suppose that gives me looks as well as performance, but I'm not that, the wheels don't actually bother me that much, but that's something I would consider. Number plate got a lot of attention as well on the journey back to and from there, because I sat in traffic on the way home. That was quite funny. So now that I've had this car for a month, will I be selling it? That's a question that I'm going to get asked a lot. It's in my nature to sell everything. So I want to sell this car. I actually want to sell it because I've got no reason to want to sell it. I don't know why I want to sell it. I just like change. I just like changing things, and I'm very reluctant to sell it. But as I keep saying, before I put it up for sale, I promise you, I'll let you all know first what I plan to do with it and how I go about selling it. So don't bombard me with messages about, oh, you want to buy the car and stuff. I'll let you know when I come to selling it, so everyone gets a fair chance at buying it. All right. So that's it. I've banged on a little. It's been quite a long video, I know that, but I've covered a lot. I'm really happy with the car. I'm really happy with my number plate. I'm over the moon with Will at VRS. It's good to meet him and all the people there, and I'm happy with how they've treated me. They even bought me a bloody McDonald's. So yeah, I'm happy with my day there, and that's everything. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked the video. As ever, if you did, hit like. If you're new, hit subscribe. If you want to buy any NAFCO stuff, you can do that in the link in the description below, www.nafco54.com. And that's it. I'll see you in the next episode of Diary of a Car Trader, right? Bye. In the next episode of Diary of a Car Trader, I meet up with my brothers and I take them out in the Golf R. Do you know what? Savage, isn't it? Me, it's bloody horrible.